Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a unusual episode of Skull Talk. You guys may notice by the title about Backyard Brawl. I want to discuss some things about Backyard Brawl that's been circulating around on the internet, Forcewire Radio, other company that I will not mention. So apparently, Backyard Brawl happened last weekend in Racine, Wisconsin, where they decided to hire a certain person that I will not mention on this channel ever again, decided he wants to take over a show that I personally spent months on creating for this company. And when that day came, he decided he wants to throw extra matches in without my approval. And with that being said, I said, okay, I will let your match happen since we had to throw out one of the pre-show matches, which happened to be a female one-on-one single match. Black Cat versus a surprise opponent. Since that did not take place, I decided to let this particular talent face Brandon Wolf in a death match. As that being said, the death match went on. But after the death match, we started noticing something about a certain talent, where his demeanor started to change. He started verbally attacking superstars that were on the card because he was handed the role as the new owner of the company. Because the former owner didn't want the company anymore. So as that being said, the show went on. We had Skull, myself, face Austin Tyler in a match that could have taken place a long time ago. And finally, Skull got to finish his story. Even knowing there was an incident in that match where Austin Tyler did hit me upside the head with a baseball bat using a license plate that caused me slightly to be knocked out for a few minutes. But I still did pick up that victory. Then, as that was going on, we can hear the same particular person that they brought in to run the company to start arguing with the talent, that some of the talent said, fine, you want to be this way? We're leaving. Which is, unfortunately, bad for business, ladies and gentlemen. Then we had Silver Wolf versus the Optimist, who was making his debut. That was a one great match, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Then it came to Punk Kid debuting against Adonis Plasilio in a submission match. When that happened, Punk Kid did get submitted on his debut match at this company in Racine, Wisconsin. Sorry, Zach. I'm not going to have anybody join tonight because this is something I have to get off my chest personally. Then, after that submission match, the promoter that was hired to run the company decided he wants to pull one of the most fucked up medical stunt in wrestling history that I know of by having a medical episode because he chose not to put his health before he even had his death match against Brandon Wolf, where we had to pretty much call the show while a tag team match is taking place. By the way, so he decided, okay, we told him, hey, sit down, let me take over and run the show, since it's my show that I created for this company. He said, fine. So after that happened, we ended up having another match during that time, which was another epic match because Ray Ooh had returned after being gone for several months. Then, now let's get back to the particular medical emergency. As that's happening, the promoter decided to have a very scary medical episode that EMT had to be called to attend to the particular person. So, as he's doing his medical procedure, as myself as a creator of the show, I was unfortunately forced to shut down the show to protect the wrestler and the fan that were there. By God, their work is there at his show. As me being a guy that had worked with multiple wrestling companies as a ring crew agent and have a background in sports medicine, I felt right to shut the show down, which left me not being able to face Civil War in the Hardcore Championship match. And yes, there is a video up there on the internet, on YouTube, and you guys can find it on my channel, where I had to pretty much do an audible just to save the main event, which was I supposed to have lost to Civil War, where he had supposedly supposed to become the new Hardcore champion. As that being said, I decided to do a plan B because right after the match with me and Austin Tyler in a no rule match, as I had declared that victory, Silver Wolf came out and attacked me, where Management and security and referee had to escort him back to the backstage. Since that was already in play, I decided to use that particular segment as a story to just protect the main event, which happened to be where I had supposedly has suffered a concussion after being hit in the head with a baseball bat by Austin Tyler during the match, where me being in the medical sport field, I'll put it that way, I felt the duty that even if I had a concussion or not, or even though I was knocked out for a quick few seconds, I felt that the hardcore match against Mr. Silverwolf should be called off. As a athletic person, as a ring crew, as a friend to Mr. Silverwolf and everybody else on the roster, I felt that the right thing was to do was to relinquish and vacate the title to Mr. Silverwolf, just to protect the main event storyline. And who knows if I face Silverwolf once again before November 9th, when he's supposed to have come out here and faced me in my home turf of California. With that being said, I pretty much came out to the stage, to the ring, and called out Silverwolf and broke down the bad news, where I handed over the title to him since I was not medically cleared to compete, to protect the main event and the storyline. And that being said, after that, the show was closed down due to the safety of the company, the wrestlers, and everybody who was involved, and especially the fan. So as that was said and done, the EMT finally showed up to attend to the particular talent. As that was going on, I was hoping this particular talent pretty much stay alive, because he started to have a diabetic attack that caused him to have not one but two freaking seizures. And since I've been around with someone who has seizures from my home state, a person that I live with who has them, I knew what I was doing. As that happens, he was having a seizure. And the medical profession, the EMT, has showed up. I handed my duty over to the higher professional. But I did stand by his side to make sure everything was doing okay. I'm kind of a little irritated about this, and I still can't get the emotion out of my head, because I literally thought this person was going to die on me. And yes, I apologize to you, Mr. Silverwolf, if you're listening. I know that you wanted that match so bad, but as a guy who worked on the indie and as a athletic trainer, I had to do what was best, and that was protecting my safety and your safety and the fan. So as that was said and done, as the EMT was checking him, this particular talent that I will not mention refused to go to the hospital, to get evaluated. After suffering not one, but 2 freaking seizures at the show, then put the blame on me for doing that little segment with Silverwolf. Because you decided not to eat the night before? Really? Except for a small little meal? And decided not to eat the day of the show? From the time you woke up until 12 o'clock in the afternoon? So that's a 12-hour window. And you decided to let your blood sugar drop so low that you went into a diabetic shock, causing you to have 2 seizures? And you want to point the fucking finger at me and everybody else for your little stupid little medical stunt? Yes, I am pissed at you. Then you want to go to your little hotel and pretty much call out everybody who was at the show for your little fucking stunt that I had to go back to my hotel and physically have a couple beers just to get this image out of my fucking head. Then I had Silverwolf calling me wanting to talk at my hotel because he was so fucking pissed off at you for ruining the main event. So nice fucking going, fucking asshole. I never been this fucking heated since that fucking day. Because it's an embarrassment. It put a dark cloud over my fucking name. It ruined my reputation. All the hard work I put into this fucking show just to see like that fucking get ruined by you and your stupid fucking mistake. That the following day, Silverwolf literally had to, not the following day, I meant a few days later, physically had to go on SportsWire Radio to explain what the fuck happened at Backyard Brawl. And yet I did show up. Yes, we did get criticized for what happened. No offense, Tom Bry, but I do like you as a good friend and a good radio host. Because without you, there will be no Skull platform. But the fact that what I didn't like was everybody coming down on me because of that particular talent, medical emergency, and also because of Austin hitting me upside the head with a baseball bat, which was not even supposed to have happened. during the match because that was not part of the story, unfortunately. Now, since that particular talent, the one who had a medical emergency, now my reputation so bad that I didn't even show myself up back in the state of fucking Wisconsin. And who knows if I even feel like coming back to Wisconsin. So there were two companies now I end up losing my reputation working for. Then, after that whole thing was done, and the air was so hot and heated that you wanted to go and file a fucking lawsuit again. Tim Franklin, Mr. Silverwolf, Big Austin Tyler, my fucking self, because you felt that everybody was against you. We are against you right now because you knew what you were getting yourself into when you signed that fucking contract. You knew what was at stake. And before the even show fucking happened, you were lying to the fucking company for months, even knowing we tried to warn the company about you, where you were telling everyone, oh, I hope you get a ring. I hope you bring in sponsorship money. That you work for fucking Wrestling Open, where they never fucking heard of you. So it was lie after fucking lie after fucking lie. No wonder why you got kicked out of WCE. No wonder why IMF didn't want fucking anything to do with you. Now, my personal self, you can drop fucking dead all you want because we heard what you said on SportsWire Radio in a little comment that you wanted to take your life. And Tom Bright told you, the whole of SportsWire Radio told you, don't do that. We don't want anything like that. Get yourself help. But you still wanted to run your little mouth to everyone and try to put us on blacklist, try to put us on blast, where all the issue was you, Mr. Person I can't say his name, because I don't want any more lawsuit. And I can't even say your freaking two gimmick because I don't want a lawsuit. But I'm allowed to talk about what happened. So that we literally had to shut down that name of the company and legally change our name to another company name. But we had to cancel multiple shows just for everything to die down. And hopefully, by the time that company bring the show back, everything will be under the bridge. Just air. So, that being said, I hope Civil War, Tim Franklin, Austin Tyler, who let us use his property for the event at no cost. But you wanted to ruin Austin Tyler's reputation, or the neighbors, or calling the freaking cop because of what happened. That I am so heated, even though it's been still 1 week removed from that event. So, then you wanted to have everybody defriend us, tell us that we're nobody, that you own the right to Backyard Brawl. That had my name written all over. I'm the one that created the card. I'm the one that created the match shit. I'm the one that hoped people with the promo. And Mrs. Bobowski, if I'm saying her name right, I want to thank you for personally taking time out of your schedule to be our volunteer medical staff. Because without you, there would be a lot of more issues, unfortunately. So I want to thank you for that. And I also want to thank the person who provided the water, the catering. And I also want to thank Mrs. Tyler for letting us use her property, who happened to be Austin Tyler's mother, for those who do not know. With that speaking, I will not be stepping back in Wisconsin for any time soon. I lost totally what I heard from management of WCE. I am on a temporary, would pretty much say I'm suspended until further notice. My contract is vacated. Who knows if WCE would bring me back for another show because of a particular person and what happened at Backyard Brawl. So WCE, thank you for letting me have that opportunity last year back in July when I made my debut at Showdown in the Yard against Craven Rage, and allow me to have a fatal four-way for me to become the #1 contender for Craven Rage's title. I will thank you for that opportunity. I also want to thank you, the promoter of Backyard Brawl, for allowing me to make my debut in their company, even knowing it turned into a shit show. But that, it's just business. Ladies and gentlemen, and that being said, if you guys want to check out Backyard Brawl, the link It's up on YouTube. You can go to my channel and watch my 2 matches, plus my segment with Mr. Silverwolf on my YouTube channel. Unfortunately, the Hardcore Championship match wasn't there due to some shady effery. So next week, I'll be on the road doing double shows. And I will guarantee you there will be another episode of Skull Talk. And I'll be discussing where you guys can run into Skullz while he's traveling with April Hahn, known as Royal Hawaiian, from the legendary TV show Glow. Not the one on Netflix, the original show of Glow. So, hopefully I will be able to bring her on my show one day. Because I know she's been dying to come on. But I got to work with my schedule and her schedule. Because that's what happens when you happen to be a retired professional wrestler, but also a celebrity and a spokesperson for women wrestling. So, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you guys tune in next week, because I'm going to be naming several shows I'll be at throughout Southern California. And if you guys want all that detail, you guys can go to Skullz Facebook page and see the flyer. Could I have a show in Maywood, Alusa, California, at the Don Quantas place in Los Angeles, and I have a show I'll be appearing at called 3PWA at the UFC gym in Corona, California, with D'Lo Brown himself, an iconic figure from the WWE. And who knows, you might run into a UFC fighter or fighter from Bellator, a professional MMA fighter. You never know who might show up at these shows. So that's why you guys want to purchase a ticket. So you guys can get your ticket at East Las Lucia, Dantino Brothers, aka / Dantino Sisters, who is run and owned by Joey Chaos, a former XPW legend wrestler. We have Future of Women Wrestling show that'll be taking place in Maywood on the 19th. And you better get your tickets, because those tickets are going pretty quick. And on May 25th in Corona, California, 3PWA at the UFC gym. Make sure you guys get your tickets for that show as well, because tickets are going by quick. And I speak right now. So make sure you guys do so. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your time. hopefully next week I'm not as pissed off as I am right now due to a particular talent and his little fuckery. I will see you guys next week. Thank you.